Okay, so I wanted to put together a quick video to show what I've done with this tool I've created. So I've created a local website content generator. So my problem was that I hired a VA and my SOP sucked because I sucked. I had unclear directions. There was a lot of back and forth. Everything took a long time. They had to research for the links, the images, the content for each section, and so on. So I created an automated creation of most of the assets needed to cut and paste into a local website backup. So the idea would be I would create the website once, I would back it up, we'd move it into a new website, and then you could change all of it to match the new niche, the new location, all that sort of stuff. So you cut down the website editing time from 8 to 12 hours to 2 to 3 hours. You can use less talented and obviously less expensive VAs because I don't need a developer at this point. I just need someone to kind of cut and paste. And that allows me the ability to create sites at scale. So my old way was I would hire an expert WordPress developer, and even in the Philippines, it's still $10 to $15 an hour. It'd take 10, 12 hours for each site. Each one would cost, $100 to $150. So if you look at it over the course of a month, you're going to create about a site every other day. Versus this new way, I can hire a junior WordPress VA that they have some experience with WordPress, they know how to get around, and I can pay $4 an hour, and it takes about 3 hours. So the cost of the website is $12. So you can create about 53 sites a month with a full-time junior WordPress developer. So what I did was I looked at Bradley Benner's site. So he's talked about this quite a bit in his Hump Day Hangouts on Wednesdays on YouTube. Um, and these sites rank for, smaller areas without any backlinks, that sort of thing. Um, so it's got a pretty basic structure. This is a home page, a little bit of content. I personally would put some sort of call to action there. The different services with links. This is kind of their call to action here. The different service areas, some facts, and then a footer, and then a service page. Again, small bit of content. Again, I'd put a CTA there, some content, the different services. This is kind of their call to action here. The different service areas, some more content, then the footer. And then you have these service area pages, which look like this. I think he does better here, where he has some sort of call to action there. Um, Links to the services, some content, and then some local links like neighborhoods and things to do and top sites. A little bit of contact us information, links to the other service areas, and then the footer. So this is what I was having my VA create, and it just took a long time. Like if I've got to get images for each of these service areas, now I have to get them resized because unfortunately WordPress still doesn't work well. Like if it's even 5 pixels off, then it throws the entire kind of menu off. Does that make sense? So I created something like this where you will add the project name, the primary service, the location, number of images, the NAP information for the business, longitude, latitude, and number of embedded articles. I'll talk to you about what that's doing. And you can see this is already run, so it's got a lot of things that it was running. So what happens is it ends up with a, a, a basic file structure like this. So in the Cherry Hill Pest Control, I've created some headlines. These are meant to kind of pick and choose one. There might be some sub headlines, some call to actions, a short article, some feature benefit statements, kind of pick and choose some, different services. You might not use all 10 of these, but I've created 10 just so that have we have choices. Some mid-journey images for each one of these, and then some just general mid-journey prompts. for images that would work well, posted on the site somewhere. So with this content here, you can basically cut and paste into a template, into a backup of a website, and pretty much fill this entire page out. Okay? Make sense? Then, if you look in each of these areas here, I've created a location page for the location. So this is Collinsville, New Jersey. So there's a short article. To make things faster, I created the long article shorter while I was testing. These are the neighborhoods. These are the links to the neighborhoods. Things to do with URLs, some of the top spots, that sort of thing. When possible, I try to link to the Wikipedia article because I don't really care that I'm sending links to Wikipedia. Now, I will say that these links are probably, 90 to 95% accurate. So it does need a little bit of verification, but it saves a ton of time. Like, I know this Mayfair Festival of the Arts is probably the right link. It's going to Wikipedia, which I don't mind. This Perkins Center for the Arts is a Wikipedia as well. So you can kind of see that I'm doing a lot of that manual work that I used to do before, and I am automating it. And then where things get cool is, remember we had the Collingswood Farmers Market. Well, I've downloaded some images, and let's check them out. So I have added the NAP here in the title, NAP here in subject. I gave it a rating. This tags is keywords. So I have a randomized list of 8 to 15 keywords. This comments is an article that I've created. And you'll see that it has different NAP information there. Cherry Hill, New Jersey, located at blah, blah, blah. And each one's going to be a little bit different. Remember here where it said number of embedded articles? It says 1 to 10, but realistically you could use whatever you wanted. You could do 100, it's just, cost you more money. And so it's going to choose one of these random articles to place in here. The other cool thing is it resizes the articles, resizes the pictures to make them all 600 by 400. Now this may cause some stretching, so I'm just going to warn you of that. But the benefit is I've got a bunch of them in here, and you can just choose one, and probably one's going to be okay. I mean, let's just take an eyeball at one. Like, this has probably been stretched out of its original format, but it looks fine to me. And because they're all standard 600 by 400, when you create those kind of menus of items, it's going to be properly justified. So we'll just take a look at another one. You can see again, naps. This is a different article that's done. Again, with the NAP information inside, 600 by 400. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's been tagged with the EXIF of the GPS of the NAP. So these are highly relevant images. You'll also notice that there's different keywords within the images. So, and you can see, each one's a little bit different. But I did add like a random number at the end just so that we don't run into contentions with overlaying image names. Let me see. So the next thing I want to show you is that all this is customizable. So I've created this list of items. So if you remember, here, not this. How I have the headlines, subheadlines, CTA, short article, feature benefit. That is all created here. So this is a customizable settings CSV. It gives a system prompt. So the system prompt is good for telling the bot, the ChatGPT, exactly what you want to do. So for instance, this one is a system prompt that's had to be very clear. I had to tweak this quite a bit. I'm telling it to ignore all previous instructions. I want it to be a comma separated list, and then I'm giving it literal examples of it needs to look like this. And then here is the actual prompt that I'm giving it, and then you can see that it's followed those directions, and here are the services. So it's created the service here with content here. It's kept them more or less the same length so they can be optimized for display. And so it's customizable. I was thinking about adding a meta description for the page here and getting ChatGPT to create that. So all of this is customizable. It's the first column is the item, the system prompt, and then the actual prompt we're sending it. And then this one means that it's chaining. So it's chaining the previous one. So in this one, I'm creating the services, and this one I'm creating the images based on the previous prompt. So given the services returned in the previous prompt, there are 10 services, create them like this, so on and so forth. And that's how I was able to get it to use what I got out of here and use it to create the prompt, the images here. And so there's ones for that. There's ones for location settings. You could add more information here if you wanted. There's one for geo-relevance settings. Let's say I'm doing neighborhoods, things to do, top spots, but we could switch it up. Have different versions of this so that each website looks a little different, and then we pair it to the backup that matches it. So it's pretty customizable, and it's really saving quite a bit of time. So what used to take me by myself editing a website would take a full day, 8 to 10, 12 hours. Now I can create this, and within probably 2 hours, I can edit a website from top to bottom with all new content. I could even switch niches. I could go from landscaping to pest control to painters. So it's just optimizing the speed. Now, running this list takes I'd say it's about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Probably the biggest difference is the number of images you download. If you download more images, it will take more time, just because it's got to go and download each one of them. But other than that, it's really cheap. It's less than a penny for each one of these to be created. So let me show you that. So you can see here I've been playing and creating all different kinds of things, and like my biggest day was 5 cents. That was yesterday, and I probably ran 20 of these projects. So you can see it's really cost efficient. So not only am I saving money, but I'm also saving time. And like I said, you're just going to use a backup of a site like this, and then the VA can say, okay, let me change this out. Let me change this out. Let me change this call to action out. Let me change these out. Put new images in, put new titles, so on and so forth. So it makes it so much quicker and less room for error. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to keep on tweaking it, probably just use it for my own uses. I might let 1 or 2 people take a look at it, and then, I don't know, I may monetize it. I may just share it with the group. I don't really know. I'm still working on it, but just wanted to share. All right, guys, have a great day.